Hi, I'm now going to discuss the results of weekend survivor event. So the first round was yesterday, and it was a match point event. If you haven't had a chance to uh, witness the play and the discussion, the link is given below. Um, you can have a brief look at how the play went and get back to the discussion of results. Now, briefly, the overall score is 71.6%, rank is 103. If we click on the results, we see around 10,900, 11,000 players started the event, around 9,600 finished it, and our rank is 103, so which is within about top 1% or so. Not bad at all. Top 25% qualify, so that means we have qualified to play the Sunday event. I will now discuss a few of the interesting deals, specifically deal 2, 3, 4, and 7. Most often, when the score is around 55-60%, uh, that is the most common kind of occurrence because there are very uh, rank beginners playing this event too. So typically, you should expect to get 55% if the score is a routine score. So let me discuss deal 2 first. So while playing, I said, look at the south hand. So after pass, the bidding comes to south, and while playing, I said, some people will choose to open one note from here. I don't. And if you click on other tables, you will see that that's what has happened. Now, 690 gets an 85.7% score because what happens is North conducts one neutrum, and because of the speed bid, we escape speed lead. And then there are 12 tricks on top provided you take the hard finish. Now, if you go to other tables and the results at other tables, you will see that many people made 12 tricks, and all these the three note drum was played from north side. And naturally, if south players here opened one note drum, which is like what happens here, as you see, pass the player opened one note drum. Now, unluckily for them, Ace King Queen 7 were in west hand. Now, and the lead, as you can see, was Spade King, and the Robo managed to cash three or four tricks. Now, another point of interest here from the mm, for face-to-face players, the Robo is not very good at interpreting card signals. In fact, I doubt the algorithm has very many card signals. But on a lead of king or ace, if ace drops the jack, then that kind of promises 10. So then West can back a small spade and East West can cash four tricks. So they don't have to be restricted to three because if Ace King Queen are cashed, South 8 becomes a control. And as you can see, everywhere where South bid 3 Notram, it has been made, South has made basically 10 tricks. Nowhere had South made only 9 because Robo failed to cash 4 tricks. All that it would have needed was a simple signal, simple play of Jack of Spades to signal a holding of 10. But Robo isn't programmed for that, and that is the way it has been for last almost 15 years. Anyway, we don't choose that. Let us go over to deal 3. Now, on deal 3, if you had followed yesterday's play, you would have noticed that I I'll go to trick by trick. There was I spent a considerable amount of time on this deal actually, and I really didn't like that. And I said as much while playing. So second trick I played diamond queen and heart came back, and at this point 5-0 heartbreak was known. Now heart king queen and diamond ace were known to be with east. I expected the spade king to go off, to be off, so the finish to go off. But I also expected the club lead to be from singleton, and just to make sure that the hand doesn't get into a runaway trouble where I don't have any entry to south hand. Although I expected the finish to fail, I went ahead with the finish. And after the finish lost, there were two more tricks to be lost to King Queen of Hearts, so the contract went down. Still, the score was 63%. But if you get back to previous tricks, you can see that I'll now go to advance card by card, and I will click on double dummy. You can see that a diamond or spade leads to contract making. And what happens on jack of spade? If I finish, I fail. If I take ace and discard a spade on clubs, I make. So, as I remarked while playing, um, the spade finish was off, so maybe it might have been a better idea to take the ace and play club ace, discarding a spade, and hope that it works. I still don't know whether it is a better idea to do that, because once you do that, uh, mm, you lose the advantage that spade jack gives you. So you have to make do with whatever small cards you have in minors, I mean in diamonds. And if East did indeed rub the second club, he would come back with heart king, and that would probably mean you don't have many more uh, options to increase your ratings. Might have gone two down in that case. I'm not so sure. I haven't fully analyzed this, nor do I think that it is a simple analysis. But just to reiterate the point that we knew the spade finish was off, and we were unnecessarily worried about, unnecessarily as it turned out from the cards, worried about second club being left. Then the third deal I want to discuss is deal 4, and that is this 3 note and we get 87%. And this is basically for bidding 3 note. There are enough number of tricks here. So many people did not bid 3 note, as you can see. About 15% bid 3 note, but others were in one note only. And how did it happen? One club pass one note. Now this was clearly a mistake. This one note is 11 to 14 HCP, and South has 16. So not only that the one note bid is wrong, as in face to face play being fourth position bid, but the robo was telling you as much that one note would be 11-14. It doesn't conform to robo treatment of that bid, so it was doubly wrong. Now there is another point of interest, and I will quickly show what that is. So I was playing 3 note and the lead was diamond, and I ran the jack of spade. The robo cashed queen and ace, back the spade. one second. At this point, after winning the spade king, if you click on double dummy, you will see that 10 tricks can be made, provided one plays a small club, or of course, cashes diamond first. Diamonds could be cashed first or later, but it is important to play a small club and develop a trick for club queen. What happens if you play small heart? And that is the most interesting part. So I'll advance card by card and I'll play a small heart. And now I will click on double dummy. We have already clicked on double dummy. As you can see, if Robo plays small, then that would lead to 10 tricks for the declarer. But Robo rightly played the king. And once the king was played, I had the option of either missing the mm, um, trick to, either missing that extra hard trick, or uh, if I duck, then uh, I'm raising the prospect of hard queen taking a trick. So mm, the problem was heart ace was the only entry to dummy, and heart king took it out prematurely. I could not duck it, and I could not take ace and play jack of hearts because there would be no further entry to cash 10 of hearts. So that was the problem, and Robo smelt it out perfectly. These are some of the things Robo is very good at, and you will observe that if the program, the bot has good idea of what all the cards are, it ends up finding some very good plays. But where it doesn't know what the cards are, it is all at sea. So the correct play here would have been simply to play small club, and that would have preserved the heart ace entry, uh, and split 10 could be cashed later, club queen could be cashed, coming back to diamond ace would be possible, etc. etc. So instead of relying on mm, uh, a hard play and a mistake by Robo, the correct thing was to play a club because anyway West had opened one club. So that was a mistake, didn't cost because in the bidding we were already much ahead of the field by bidding 3 note. Mind you, this field is not really the greatest of the fields. You expect around 20 to 25% to be new, or beginners, or less than advanced or whatever. So 87% is like something like 60 to 65% in a good field. Anyway, now the last uh, uh, deal that I want to discuss is deal 7. And here we got 82% score. And I want to discuss this for a specific reason. Uh, so, what happened? The lead was mm, a club, and we played trumps, and the trumps fell in 2 rounds. Now, what is the best play? While discussing, while playing, I thought of an intra finish, and you look at the heart cards. So I play small heart from north hand. Now Robo here can play king or 10, doesn't matter. If let's say it plays king, I play small and small. And then for the next round, I play jack from the uh, south hand, and that allows me to pin the 10 in east hand. So I make two hard tricks, or I lose only one. And if on the first small heart Robo plays 10, anyway the jack drives out queen, and I can later on drop the king. So I make two hard tricks and lose only one. So that is called intra finish. However, if you look at this hand, there's a slightly better play available. You just cash clubs, take diamond ace and draw for diamond, and play heart ace and small. If somebody has double turn honor, he would be end played. And if the situation is ripe for an intra finish, heart ace and small after removing all side suit cards, diamonds and clubs, would still be good enough. So what happened was I got carried away with the idea of the intra finish. There is a point, there is a learning point there, how the intra finish works. But there is also a learning point about psychology. Often, while playing a deal, you get carried away by some idea, and come hell or high water, whether the hand warrants it or not, or whether that is the best thing on the hand or not, you end up executing that idea. Luckily for me, that idea worked here, but I do think that playing heart ace and small would have been a better play. So that brings us to the end of the last dealer that I wanted to discuss. Once again, 71% is a good score. I should be happy with it. I will end the session of discussion of results at this point, not before reminding you to please subscribe to the channel, to click on the bell button to get notifications when new content is posted, and to click on the like if you like some video. Do also post your questions and comments below. I'll be happy to answer your questions and look at your comments. Thanks for joining. Bye.